Hey everybody, Tony D and Little Joan here with a hot take. Finally, we're going to do another round of headlines. Let's see what else was in the news today other than the Hollywood stuff. Fears of a border crisis fuel tension in Congress from Politico. Yeah, I saw a video today on Twitter of people lining up on the banks of Rio Grande and coyotes shuttling them over in a little raft. And you have to because it can get pretty swift on the Rio Grande. Joan, all right, squirmy, stinky, on your way, little stinky dog. I'm sorry, Joan's out. Joan's out for the rest of the video. She's too squirmy. From Politico as well, military leaders thrash Tucker Carlson after comments made about female troops. Okay, okay. Have your maternity flight suit, you dummies. I'm sure things will go great in the Army with women in charge. Good luck with that. China demands to be in charge of the global vaccine passport system. Oh no. Oh no. If Biden does this, he is a traitor. Okay? If Biden agrees to this, he's not only a traitor, but he's the dumbest man on planet Earth. You cannot give China that kind of power. Absolutely not. They'll destroy us with it. They'll own us. With a vaccine passport system, no effing way. I don't think Biden would allow that. I don't think any. I literally think that the Democrats would impeach him over that. Here's NBC pushing communism. Listen to this headline. We shouldn't be choosing between lives and jobs. Pay everyone to stay home. F you, NBC. F you. No, we don't need communism. We need to open things up forever. We need to not only open the states, but investigate all these a-holes who wouldn't open things up. And that's a coming. Cuomo's going down. Rumblings about Murphy are happening. Whitmer's going down. Newsom's going down. All these governors need to go down. They need to be ousted, recalled, banned from politics forever. Not, legally. I mean, from a voter's perspective. These people effed it up. They effed it up for politics. Hey, you wanted to be a sacrificial lamb for the National Party? Fine. Be a sacrificial lamb. End your political careers now. Damn it. More voting stuff. I can't talk about this on YouTube. So, Gab Trends, everybody, if you want to check out some more election stuff. Armed services leaders call for drawdown of Capitol Guard troops. Yeah, no kidding. Why the hell are they there? Sleeping in... at least let them build some tents to sleep in. That would be better than sleeping in a parking garage. Why I am leaving a great career in public education. Oh, I can write this article without even reading it. I already know. It's because everybody in the school system is left of left and super, super woke. Here's someone. I have worked as a public educator. This is from American Thinker. First as a teacher, then as an assistant principal for 22 years in a mix of blue and white collar, middle to upper middle class suburban Metro Detroit school district. The district I work in is home to the Reagan Democrats, and its residents voted Barack Obama and Donald Trump in both candidates' election and re-election contests. When I first started my career as a young teacher, I knew many of my colleagues were liberal Democrats, and that was not a problem for me. In 1998, despite our political differences, my colleagues and I had some shared values. In particular, these values included respect for school authority, including our school resource officers, police officers assigned to the high school building I work at, a strong belief in free speech, an insistence on academic freedom, teaching students critical thinking skills, and most importantly, our shared belief in a colorblind society. You know where this is going. Today, these values have been canceled and re-engineered to fit into the spectrum of diversity, equity, and inclusion, an insidious agenda that heavily discriminates against conservatives and traditionalists of every race, and is based on the euphemistically termed principle anti-racism. Now, only woke leftist authority is acceptable because all other authority is systematically racist. In schools, this new woke authority is developed in administrative and teaching ranks through district-sponsored anti-racism training, passed off as professional development given by highly paid diversity and equity inclusion consultants. Books and materials on how the police are racist, implicitly biased, and purposely target people of color now fill the libraries and classrooms of our public schools. School staff that advocate for free speech and against cancel culture are now having their employment terminated, which has created a silencing effect for staff members who would dare speak out against the obvious totalitarian nature of being canceled for one opinions. Indeed, conservative and traditional educators are now living through an Orwellian nightmare in modern-day public education. Told you. Get to your school boards now. Take them over. Show up to the damn meetings, because otherwise your kids are going to be indoctrinated. And I never thought I'd say those words. That, to me, back in the 80s, only lunatic right-wing fringe wackos would say stuff like that. They're indoctrinating our children. And we'd all go, yeah, shut up. School is stupid, but they're not indoctrinating people. Oh, no. The woke are indoctrinating, and they will not stop. And it's about equity, which is communism. It's communism. Call it what it is. 8 senators proposed extending daylight savings time to year-round. Yeah, there's an important subject. Somebody I'm related to loves that they're doing this, but I could care less. Judge bars prosecution from describing George Floyd as gentle giant at Chauvin trial. Yeah, he should, because a gentle giant doesn't push a gun into a pregnant woman's belly while he robs her. While him and his boys rob the house. He doesn't take fentanyl, and he doesn't try to pass off bad $20 bills. So yeah, that's a bit much. Big tech's trying to stop beer virus misinformation. It's not enough from Politico. No, censor more, Politico. They'll come for you eventually, Politico. Resignation demands grow as police get Cuomo groping report. Hooray! Get rid of him already. Recall him. How much more evidence do you need at this point? Moscow partially shuts down Twitter in legal dispute. Would love to see a study on how IQ points suddenly started to spike at that moment in Russia. House passes 2 gun sale background check bills. Yeah, they're coming for your guns. Again, only right-wing lunatics used to say this stuff back in the 80s. Now everybody says it. Everybody who's not a rabid leftist who's going, no, take the guns. They're terrible. I'm afraid. You're going to be more afraid when they defund the police. Dr. Fauci reflects on the pandemic's 1-year mark and how to get back to normality. Who effing cares? I wouldn't take any advice from that guy. Not anymore. Tucker Carlson, media not telling true story of George Floyd. That's where they're trying to cancel him again because he says stuff like this. And I believe it. I mean, look. There are real people who get railroaded by the police. They get murdered by them. George Floyd wasn't one of those people. What happened to him was bad. It was horrible. But he brought a lot of it on himself. Now, the cops didn't try to help. They didn't mean to hurt him. But he probably would have died anyway. And it looks like the evidence, he had a fatal dose in his system. So, it's just amazing that it has to be George Floyd. It couldn't be a guy. There was a Marine. He was shot on his own porch. The cops had the wrong house. He had a video game controller in his hand. They killed him. Where's the outrage for that? Where is it? Where's the outrage for the guy they pinned to the ground and accidentally suffocated? It's just not there. They just don't care. They pick certain people, and that's it. The media just hammers it, and they don't care that they picked the wrong person. They don't care that they picked a guy who's not exactly great. They just picked one, and it just happened to take off. It's like they push them all, and then, this one took off. Oh, great. Well, let's go with that. Oh, but we found out it wasn't exactly what we thought it was. Oh, no one cares. Yeah, it's this mob mentality. Just go with it. Just go with the mob mentality. And then they're horrified when the mob turns on them. Oh my God, you turned on me? Why? They're all coming for you, lefties. They're all coming for you until you finally get the message. I mean, the one I read yesterday is a typical Democrat. She's horrified that they're going to pass the PRO Act, which you should call your senators about, along with everything else they're doing in Congress. Absolutely horrified that the only people listening to her are Republicans. And she still had to qualify the Republicans. Well, they're very bad, but at least we agree on this. Yeah, because your job's finally in jeopardy. They're all coming for you. They won't stop until you push them back and say no more. The Democrats have it coming. I mean, they need to be in the weeds for many years. That as a party, I think they should be so marginalized that they're forced to just end it and start a new one. That's how badly I think they've acted. Joe Biden signs $1.9 trillion COVID beer virus relief into law as babysitter Kamala looks on in the Oval Office. It's an interesting way. Caretaker. I would call her a caretaker. Governor Whitmer suggests double standard for GOP politicians on misconduct allegations. I just love this picture of her. She's like all sweaty. Yeah, there is a double standard. You guys get the media flacking for you 24/7. They called you so many wonderful things, Whitmer, at the beginning of all this, while you were closing things down and oppressing your own people. Isn't it amazing that the Democrats oppressed their own people and the left, who are obsessed with oppression, wouldn't call it out? You'd think they'd take the opportunity to go, look, we're being oppressed. But no, they're feckless. Feckless. Man, I'm all wound up today. Probably because I haven't eaten. Psaki, Biden will push to make some Social Security safety net provisions of the beer virus bill permanent. Yeah. He's going to try to push like UBI or some variant of it. It's going to be stupid. It's going to have to be repealed. The Republicans, if we don't get rid of all the rhinos, we'll get some Republicans who will allow it to continue, because that's what happens. Despite the fact it'll be bad for everybody. Healthy mom, 39, dies 4 days after second dose of beer virus. So it does happen. Now, I'm not anti-vaxxer. I think the vaccine is good for people who need it. You know, the elderly, people with comorbidities. But this woman was healthy. I don't think she needed the vaccine. I don't think we need to vaccine people for a virus that you have a 0.01% chance of dying from. That to me is, it's not worth that risk. Because she'd probably be alive and she probably wouldn't die of beer virus. You know? It's unfortunate, but it happens once in a while. Biden set to address nation on anniversary of beer virus pandemic. I might have to live stream that if I can. I might. I don't know if they'll let me. I'll have to do it like I did before with like the phone and you can't see anything. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if they let me. YouTube's weird about that, but I may have to live stream again. So look for that. I don't know. When's that going to be? Ugh. Taking office Thursday night. Thursday? Hold on. I got to read this one. Is that today? Is he going to do it today? Biden's set to deliver his primetime address to the nation since taking office Thursday night. Yeah, it's today. What time is it? What time is he doing it? It's too late now. I might have to do... sorry. I might have to do a recap then. Damn it. Should have waited till tomorrow. Why on a Thursday? Sorry. I got fridge stuff to do. We'll do a recap. We'll do a recap tomorrow. Obama, Bush, Clinton, and Carter team up for beer virus vaccine promotion. Oh, yeah. Trust those guys. The The only guy in that group who really needs it, well, two of them, probably Carter and Clinton, maybe Bush. Although Bush is one of the healthiest guys you'll ever meet. That guy is ridiculously healthy, super into exercising. He was. Okay, that was from yesterday. L.A. Mayor Eric Garcetti ecstatic after 1.35 billion windfall from beer virus relief bill. Yeah, all these cities are going to get repaired. All the looting that happened, you're paying for it. You're paying for it with your taxes. Biden is making it rain on these Democrats because that's the only way they're going to get reelected. See, a year from now, when Phil Murphy is running for reelection, he'll be like, see, I fixed it all. See, I started passing out all this money. But these guys are so corrupt, they're going to end up passing out the money just to a handful of, the same people they always hand out money to. So hopefully it'll blow up in their faces. I'd really like to see Murphy go down before them, but he's up for re-election. Pineys, don't vote for him. Farmers react to billions in beer virus relief for black farmers. Where did common sense go? Out the window. You couldn't ask for a worse provision. Race-based money? Are you out of your mind? When it comes to farmers, they're all poor. They're all struggling, especially independent bar. It should be class-based if you're going to have it at all. I think the whole bill's a ridiculous boondoggle, but if you're going to have it, at least give it to the poorest farmers first. Don't base it on race. It's racist. That's Biden. That's the Democrats. Biden expected to roll back Trump administration Title IX changes. Falsely accused students' fathers speaks out. Well, we're going to have more of that. Plenty of people going to be falsely accused now. Stay out of the colleges is my advice. I mean, degrees are worthless anyway. What we need are the guy who fixed my fridge, man. We need guys like him. They're always in demand. You can always work. You do that for a few years. You go to school. Man, you got a real skill. I was watching him fix the thing, and I said, you know what? If I had gone to school for that, I'd have a side hustle. I'd be fixing fridges left and right. I'd be making good bank. I wouldn't have to worry about money. I'd always be able to work. But not anymore. Not anymore. More Cuomo stuff. Majority of New York State lawmakers call on Cuomo to resign. Yeah, because now you're hurting them, Cuomo. CNN's Lemon and Chris Cuomo agree Republicans pushing Jim Crow 2 voting laws. Both of you, shut up. Just shut up. I mean, Jesus. How low do your ratings have to go, CNN, before you get rid of these knuckleheads? Are they just going to keep spouting stuff to get for clickbait? I mean, really? Jim Crow 2? That's such an insult to people who had to live under that. It's such hyperbolic nonsense that they want a little bit of voter ID laws to protect the vote when they specifically, well, I can't get into the voting thing. Read the Gab trends. There's plenty of stuff about the election. Kaine. This is Tim Kaine, Hillary's VP pick. H.R. 1 filibuster will create reckoning on whether Senate rules are more important than rights. In this case, filibuster away, boys. You might as well make a last stand. Make them change it. Ignore their threat. If they're going to change the filibuster, they're going to do it anyway. Don't let these bills pass. He's got way too many horrible, horrible bills. Don't let the Democrats run you over. Make them do the bad things. You'll be rewarded in the long run. Mexican Congress votes to legalize marijuana. Good for you guys. Finally. Now, you want to talk about some tourist trade, you'll have it. Feinstein promises assault weapons ban hours after House passes background checks bill. Yeah, they're coming for the guns. Feinstein, what is she, like 100? Barely functional, I hear. So, when does she retire? Do any of these people ever retire? I mean, how old do you have to be? You have these decrepit mummies wandering around Congress. They can barely make a sentence. Retire them. We have to have an age limit. That's all there is to it, or some kind of physical. Let's cap it at when you hit your 80s, the end of that term. You hit your 80s, you're done. I think that's fair, right? I mean, I certainly couldn't go any higher than that. UC Berkeley unveils plan for racial quota. Yeah, I'm sure that'll go well. Meanwhile, in Switzerland, Swiss voters approve burqa ban. Just unbelievable. Europe, beer virus vaccines. Italy, Norway, and Denmark halt use of AstraZeneca jab. Wonder why. Must not be doing too well. Oh, and finally, this was an interesting story. The Lotus Eaters mentioned it briefly. The Green Party in the UK calls for a 6 p.m. curfew for all men because some woman was murdered in the UK. Can you imagine? So it's bad enough there's racial-based policy. Now they want gender-based policy. These women have the audacity to even propose that. Can you imagine, after all the grief we've heard over the years, all the laws against women, they were so terrible, you men are so awful. Oh, but we should have a 6 p.m. curfew for you. What hypocrites. What absolute hypocrite you would have to be to support this. Unbelievable. These people will not be satisfied until they undo everything. They're undoing all their own work, the left. It's like they have to just be just removed from public office. That's all there is to it. We have to start over with a new party, not leftism. We need a different party. We need right and center. That's it. That's it. That's all we need. Right and center. And leftism needs to just be pushed back into the fringe where it used to be. Just way into the fringe, and people on the center, people who are closest to the left, need to draw a real thick line that they never cross. Anybody who crosses it, they just get pushed into the pile of wackos. Okay? That should be the new rule. I as potential emperor of the world, decree it. Oh, the news makes me so angry. I almost didn't want to go through these headlines. All right, I'm going to get some dinner. I'm going to enjoy my new fridge, or my old fridge that's repaired. Joan and I will see you tomorrow.